Hey everybody, it's Rob Nazarian with Talk Android, and today we're looking at the Acer Iconia Tab A700. This is pretty much the first Android tablet with the 1080p display. Asus announced theirs back at CES and it still hasn't been released yet. It's coming out in mid-July. This one is going to undercut Asus with a $449 price tag with 32 gigabytes of memory. And let's take a look at what we got in the box. Of course, we have the tablet itself, and inside we have the quick guide, and here's the instructions here, and the power cable is here in micro USB, which is also very nice. It's not a proprietary charger. It works as micro USB. So that's great. Here's a USB adapter, micro to full USB adapter, which is nice to throw in there. And here's a regular USB cable, and that's just the adapter for the wall outlet plug-in. Alright, now let's open up this bad boy. Now, this isn't a thin tablet at all. It's, what is this? Almost 11 millimeters, 10.92 millimeters. It's got a nice feel to it. It feels like the Toshiba aluminum base. I'm not sure if that's exactly what it's made of, but it is a little textured and not bad. A little slippery, but not too bad. On the left side we have the power button. We'll go ahead and turn that on now, as well as the microphone jack. And on the bottom we have the micro USB and speakers right and left. Over here we have the micro HDMI. It's booting, as you can see here. The micro HDMI and a SIM slot, which really is not compatible with this. That will be for the A701, which will work with a GSM SIM card. And of course the micro SD card will go in there as well for expansion. This has 32 gigs of memory on board, but you can expand it to another 32. We have the volume here, and this is to lock the orientation. So if you're reading a book in portrait mode and don't want it to switch to landscape by mistake, you know, that will lock that. It's a nice feature. Toshiba has that. We have a 5 megapixel camera on the back. On the front is a 1 megapixel. And here's the initial setup here. We'll go through this quickly. We'll go ahead, and I got an open Wi-Fi ready to go. So let that connect. And we're going to skip the Google account for now. And the time, 5:30. I think that's the time. And we'll use Google location. And we'll just go ahead and quickly put in my name. Gotta press the keys a little harder. It's not an easy touch. You gotta push down a little bit harder than normal. See, it didn't take my next. I gotta really push it down. Okay, there's a next. And there's a registration page, which you don't always see upon signing up on a tablet for the first time, but we're gonna skip that. And we'll exit. Go ahead and remind me in 7 days. I don't really care. Alright, that's the wallpaper, and there's your little help stuff. Again, I've got to touch it a couple times. That's a pretty nice display. It's like we mentioned, it's 1080p. It's 1920 by 1080 to be at, or 1200, excuse me. 1920 by 1200. It's a 10.1 inch display. It's a Tegra 3 quad-core processor. I mentioned micro SD for additional 32 gigs. It has GPS. I mentioned the camera. And as far as the video goes, it's got a 12-core NVIDIA GeForce GPU, which is nice. There's also 1 gigabyte of RAM on board. This is pretty much a stock Android ice cream sandwich experience, which is nice. Looks exact. Oh, there's the help thing again. You got your widgets and your apps. If you long press on the screen, you have your wallpapers, just like ice cream sandwich, and I'm sure you can create folders the same way. Yep, that's nice. And here's a little bit different, unique for your notification bar for the settings. Asus and everybody kind of does something a little different. That's Acer's. Of course, you can go right in the settings from there. And about tablet, I believe it's Android 4.04. Yes, it is Android 4.04. The model number is the A700. And let's take a look at the lock screen. I believe that's has a, you got the time there, and when you push down you can open up to the Explorer, Gallery, Google, or the camera, or just open. I'm not sure if that's customizable just yet. This is actually my first time using an Acer tablet. I've never had a chance to review one. This is my first one. I'm kind of excited to see what they have. At this price point of $449 for a 1080p screen and a quad core, definitely something to look at. I like the micro USB for charging right there. That is sweet, because I'm kind of fed up with the proprietary chargers that everybody seems to offer, like Toshiba, Samsung, and Asus. So that's going to be nice. Let's look if there's any. I'm sure you have some bloatware here, but not too bad. I don't know if they have any videos on here to sample at 1080p. There's your Tegra Zone, and there's a couple of things like Monopoly and stuff. But let's look at video. Now this here doesn't look like they have anything. Oh, well, this is interesting because it's looking right away at my servers. So I'm going to go right into my servers and pull up a video. Now I don't have that many 1080p videos because of storage space, unless I really like the movie. But let's just go into my folders here and see if I can spot. I got a lot of children's stuff here, a lot of TV shows. Let's see if I can find something. It's just loading up different folders. I don't know if I can find something that's 1080p, but it really doesn't matter. I'm going to go right in and grab a movie. Let's see if I can. Still trying to. There we go. So this is pretty cool. Right out of the box, I'm actually playing a movie right from my server. And I think this is 720p actually. I don't know if the gives me the full file name. Doesn't matter. I believe this is 720p. Batman Begins. That's pretty good, and it's streaming right away. So I've only had this thing out of the box for what, about 7 minutes, and I'm streaming a video right from my server, and that is pretty sweet. So there's the volume, and it looks pretty good. You're not going to be able to tell that from looking at the YouTube video, but the touchscreen so far seems a little not the greatest response. As you can see, I'm having to hit things twice a little bit here, but we'll see. And this wallpaper looks really nice with this display. Again, you're going to have a hard time telling that through the YouTube video here, but all in all, this is pretty good, and we're going to spend some more time with it and do a full review. Also, one thing I failed to mention is the weight. It's a little heavy, 667 grams, so it's heavy. It's got some punch to it. So anyway, look for a review maybe in about a week or so. And oh, this is something new here, a little launcher here that I didn't even realize we have, where I can quickly look at the volume. I can quickly take a screenshot, go to the gallery, go to the browser. I guess that's interesting. So it's a quick little launcher. I didn't realize there. Again, this is, forgive me, I'm not as familiar with Acer products, so I'm sure this was on the A500. Didn't spend any time with it, so that's pretty cool. Little launcher there, and that might be customizable and stuff. I'm not really sure. There's a little search thing, looks like. So that's nice. There's the keyboard. So very good. So anyways, thanks for watching, and look for a full review. This is just an initial look at it right now, and we'll go from there. So this is Rob Nazarian with Talk Android.